Some legendary TV shows, the product of a legendary TV producer, Norman Lear.
All in the Family.
Oh my God, fantastic.
Meathead.
The Meathead, oh boy, it was beautiful. Sanford and Son, of course. Also, One Day at a Time. Norman Lear did that one too.
And the Jeffersons.
Oh my
Don't
God,
forget
and Mary Hartman.
This guy
Oh,
was...
Mary Hartman. Oh, love that show. What about Maude?
And then there's Maude. Oh my goodness gracious.
I mean, you're talking about groundbreaking TV.
Norman Lear was behind it all, and he's behind his new memoir. It's called Even This I Get to Experience. Norman Lear, and by the way, the advanced word is, it's frank, funny, and fascinating, just like the man. Norman Lear, welcome to Good Day New York.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
So can we just talk a little bit? Let's start with All in the Family. Archie Bunker.
Archie Bunker.
Who was this modeled after? Anybody that you knew?
Well, in a sense, I had a father who called me the laziest white kid he ever met. And I would scream back at him. He's putting down a whole race of people just to call me lazy. That's not what I'm doing, and you're the dumbest white kid I ever met. So I had a trace of Archie Bunker in my life from the beginning.
How tough was it to get these programs on TV? This is television of the 70s. It was provocative stuff compared to the 60s and the 50s, where it was very wholesome, very kind of even politically correct, you could say. This was groundbreaking stuff. How difficult was it to do?
It was difficult. The guys and gals who are working in current television tell me there's an awful lot of things we did they can't do today. So it was a fight.
What was your relationship with Carroll O'Connor? Because I heard there was, you had so many great groundbreaking moments in All in the Family. But there was one scene where he was stuck in an elevator and a baby was born. And is it true that he almost quit over that scene?
He almost quit over the scene. The basic question you asked Carroll O'Connor and me, it was a love affair. And love affairs can get very
contentious at times?
Contentious, unhappy. You've noticed. And we had a very difficult time in the middle of our love affair. But I worshipped the role he, I wrote a character, he inhabited it. We owned it together. And I know that he loved me because the last thing on his desk after he'd passed, the desk was altogether clear. His wife Nancy took me in to see it, was a letter I had written him years before.
And what did you say in that letter?
And I told him, despite all the difficulties we were having, that I owed him as much as he owed me for the character. Yes, I presented him the character, but he made it his own.
Beautiful.
Sanford and Son, Red Fox. Now, very funny show. Some people are a little sensitive about the portrayal. You're proud of the work?
I'm very proud of the work. I had less to do with Sanford and Son. It was made on the other side of the hill at NBC. Some great writers I had something to do with hiring wrote it and produced it. My partner, Bud Yorkin, was on hand there. But I adored the show because that man was a clown. He could walk into a room, tell me my hair was on fire, and make me laugh.
Can we get back? How did you get into show business, sir?
I was very lucky. Well, luck has a lot to do with everything, doesn't it? I came out to California to be a press agent because I had one uncle. I was a kid of the Depression. And this uncle used to flick me a quarter when he saw me, and I thought that was the greatest thing in the world. I wanted to be an uncle who could flick a quarter. So I came out to be a press agent, bumped into a guy who came out to California to be a comedy writer. Our wives liked one another. They went to the movies one night. He and I worked on a piece of comedy together, and we went out that night and sold it in a nightclub, and I was hooked.
Did you realize how you were pushing buttons at that time? I mean, you tackled issues like racism, abortion.
Well, I've tackled issues that we were serious people, men and women, some married, some not married, some with kids, some not. But we were all paying attention to our lives, and we were dealing with the things that impacted our lives, which are all those diseases, all those political problems.
But you were the first. This was not being discussed in the 1960s. Here we're looking at Maude.
The author.
The network executives, you alluded to this, they probably had apoplectic fits from time to time when they looked at the scripts.
They did, but they had more apoplectic pits when they got up in the morning and interacted with their kids.
And they saw the ratings, and then everything was made better.
What did you learn about yourself writing this book?
I think I learned primarily that living in the moment is where it's at. You know, the two little words "over" and "next" are not little in terms of their importance. Something is over, it is over. On to next. And that hammock in the middle is what they must have meant when they talked about living in the moment.
I like that very much. Can you tell us a little bit about your war experience? You're a World War II veteran.
I am. I flew in the 15th Air Force in a B-17. I was a radio operator, and I had the top gun. And saw a lot of service.
You did.
Yeah.
Combat missions.
Has that kind of stayed with you all these years?
Stayed with me in that there's always enough to remind me of it, but it isn't like it has haunted me. The death of a particular glorious friend, you know, that will haunt me.
So you have this book now. Are you thinking about new TV shows? Do you have another TV show?
Yes, I have another TV show. Shall we? Let's sell
talk
it now.
about it.
What do you
Let's
got?
talk about it.
I want to sell it now.
Okay.
Okay. It's about a retirement group. It's about your parents' generation, a generation you're going to be crowding at some time soon, and all the way through my generation and above. And on the phone with them all over the world are their nieces and nephews and sons and daughters with their own problems. So it's both ends of life, but the primary gaze is at the older people.
So
But I
tell you
want you to ask me the title of the show.
what is the name of it?
Guess who died?
Oh,
Guess who died? Listen, I'm going to, on behalf of Good Day New York, I'm going to greenlight this project. I like it, all right?
It's a deal.
Do you feel like TV people, the executives, not us, TV executives, kind of forget about that older demographic? They think, 25 to 54 is the end all.
No, they don't forget. I mean, they don't forget. When I came into television, 18 to 39 was the name of the game. And the reason was, if you buy a Chevrolet early in life, the chances are they thought you're going to stay with the General Motors family for the rest of your life. And the same thing with other products. Nothing in that respect has changed. I don't know what it's going to take to change us. My demographic, and I want to say yours, but I hesitate, but soon to be, is the largest growing demographic in the country with the most expendable, and there's every reason in the world to believe they'll be there.
We're looking at, that's Michael, I believe, from Good Times. Everybody thought he was going to be president. You also helped introduce the world to Jimmy Walker, right?
Yes.
Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Tell us about Good Times.
Well, Good Times, Esther Roll was Maud's maid, and 3 shows into Maud, we knew she was a star.
I did not know that was a spin-off. A lot of these shows are spin-offs, successful
Spin-off,
spin-offs, which
yeah.
are very tough to pull off successfully.
Well, I always thought we had great actors in the Bush Leagues, and the question was, were they ready for the majors? When Esther Roll was ready for the majors, we brought in John Amos on Maud, introduced him as her husband, and that became Good Times.
I know these shows are all your children, but do you have a favorite one?
Along with even this, I get to experience is an attitude about waking up to do what I have to do that day. So when I was doing a great episode of Mary Hartman or Good Times or All in the Family, I mean, that was it. And they're all favorites.
Forgive me, sir, but you are 90...
I'm what?
2 years? How old are you?
You don't ask anybody their age. Do you
Well, it's easier with a guy. How old?
92.
And
let me tell you something. I was the same at 88, and nobody paid that much attention. As soon as I hit 90, I started to get applause when I crossed the room.
What do you like to do in your spare time? Do you golf? Do you cook?
I have 19-year-old twin daughters. My daughters range from 19 to 68.
Wow.
And my twin daughters are in college in the East, so we come back here often to visit them. and I want to do something next. I got several next.
Well, this Wait Till You're Dead, or Who's Dead? What's it called again?
Guess Who Died?
Guess Who Died? There's buzz about it already. There's buzz.
I actually know people who open the obituary page first to see if
Of
they know
course.
anybody.
Of
So,
course.
you're onto something.
But read this book
Oh, it's a fantastic book.
first.
Very, very good book.
There it is. Even this I get to experience. What's the this?
This.
The
This.
now. The
I like it.
now.
Live in the
now.
now. Norman Lear, thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
Pleasure
much.
to meet
I
you.
love
Thank
meeting
you so
too.
much, and we
Warm
look forward to we look forward to your next show.
Hey, this is a TV star for you. Laverne Cox from Orange is the New Black. You can sit down and watch all these shows.
fab.
She's
She's
great, right?
unbelievable, right? She's got another project she's here to tell us about, and she's going to be lighting the Empire State Building. How about that?
Laverne Cox getting something they
She's
didn't
got-
give Mother Teresa.
She's got some pull over there. All right, Laverne Cox when we come back.